Kia ora, and welcome to the Beer Jerk Beer of the Week Drink Along. I'm Joe.
I'm Luke.
And this week we're drinking Zodiac by Pacific Coast Brewing Company Beverages.
Yeah. Pacific Coast Beverages.
Yeah, I think that is the official name.
But Pacific Coast, PCB.
Yeah.
Up in beautiful Mangawhai.
Yeah, so this is a bright IPA, which is a style that I had never heard of a couple of years ago, but I seem to be seeing more and more often recently.
Yeah, I don't know if it really existed until a couple of years ago or so.
I think it's a way for breweries to let you know that you're drinking a sort of more modern style of IPA, because West Coast IPA is making a comeback, which is a lot more sort of copper and orange than this very pale straw yellow, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of people, casual drinkers, can easily get confused by all these different acronyms, different styles. I certainly see online people chatting about beer on the Facebook groups and things, and people post a picture of a beer and say, oh, it's a bit hazy for any IPA, and just various things like this. So yeah, but just by saying bright, I guess it's quite good language, right? If you kind of know what you're getting, if you've forgotten which is the East Coast and the West Coast. And yeah, as you say, all Pilsner malt, hey?
Yeah, 100% Pilsner malt, so giving you, like I said, that light straw colour.
Yep.
And really just a very light, easygoing base to let the hops sing. And there's a lot of hopping in this. It's a massive dry hop addition, you can smell. Getting a lot of sort of New Zealand hop notes, motueka, that lemon lime kind of character going off.
Well, this is a nice example of, last week we talked a little bit about like the smash idea where you've got a single hop in a beer and you can really just get the whole character of that hop. But brewers don't often do that because hops offer different things, and it's good to work with a blend of different things, just like any recipe, to bring out the flavour profile that they exactly want. So yeah, we did just look at which hops are in here, and Joe was like, oh, there's actually too many to talk about. It's like, there was some Citra in there was some...
Yeah, Mosaic,
yeah,
Kohatu in the kettle. So yeah, a really big range of hops that sort of aren't always used together because they often give you different things. But in this, you kind of get a bit of juicy, tropical, mostly sort of lemon lime for me. Yeah, slight kind of berry note, I find, but I do say that more often than most people.
Yeah, and it's all about just that balance. You know, just using a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and yeah, the result is clearly a pretty great beer. And Pacific Coast has been doing some really good. One of the things I've most enjoyed from Pacific Coast has been their bright West Coast IPAs. There's just something to do with the way they do the water chemistry, perhaps. But there's just there's a clarity of flavour. There's quite a unique, almost like savoury character sometimes with their West Coasts. Which just keeps me coming back for more. Got a dry finish. And this is Zodiac, not named after the serial killer, but the type of boat. So you may well have had a few of the beers in this range before. There's been Icebreaker.
Scarab. I think might have been the first one.
There was the Laser
APA. Yeah, all different classes of boats, I think. So quite a cool series.
Yeah, lovely series. With so the story behind Pacific Coast is the founder and owner Adam has a surveying company, and obviously they're right on the coast, so they're really into the ocean and maps and stuff. So yeah, certainly makes sense to have a series named after types of boats which generally have cool names. Yeah,
dinghy probably going to be their like tap room. Low ABV.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, it'd be great.
You can have that for free, guys. Have a couple of glasses of dinghy, please. And yeah, big news. Well, I was going to say big news from those guys. They haven't told anyone yet, and we actually don't really know the details. But Pacific Coast have opened a venue in Mangawhai last week. They had the soft opening. I think it's opening properly this weekend for Matariki long weekend. Not sure what it's called.
No, not sure the name. I know there's a pool table.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, Brian's talking about even that.
Brian had to go and pick that up. Yeah,
and a full restaurant. Sounds
full
like.
restaurant menu.
Yeah.
Obviously, big, like all their range of beers that they have on tap.
Mangafai is a pretty small place, so if you go there, you'll probably find it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great. They've been open what, a year and a half? Getting on for 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, not anywhere near 2 years.
No.
It was like March last year, I think.
Okay.
March 23.
Yeah, year and a half then. And but yeah, from day one, I've certainly been saying that you guys need to get a brewery tap room open or get a venue open because it's such a beautiful part of the country with so many visitors. Lots of Jaffas, the wealthy ones. We've got holiday homes up there, and so it totally makes sense to have a cool brewery tap room up there. So I'm really hoping that flies for those guys and exciting to visit at some point. So yeah, great beer. I think we've had a few Pacific Coast recently, so you might have a little bit of an idea about the brewery. It's a pretty small operation, pretty lean. So it's our good friend Matt that works with them, and their brewer Sam is just a fantastic brewer, lovely guy, but such a knowledgeable person. It's always great to chat to him about real technical brewing stuff. And yeah, I imagine they've got a whole bunch more staff that would have joined them to run the venue, because there's only like 4 people that run the whole place so far. So yeah, great news. And yeah, I suppose on the subject of wishing them well, it is really, really tough for brewers at the moment.
Yeah, Derelict recently
represent.
calling it quit. Yeah. So that's a shame. We always love having their beers up in our fridges here. We were hoping, now that they're in, now that they were in cans, to have them as a beer of the week, but didn't get to have that conversation.
Yeah. Sad times. I think of all the sort of brewery, closures and sales. So recently we've had Boneface were bought out by a great purchaser. So really cool story there.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's almost like a new brewery is opening in a way.
So that was the founder of Panhead, who sold Panhead to Lion for 25 million, has stepped in and bought Boneface.
Yeah, so exciting to see what's going to come out there.
Brothers Round the Corner has been bought by, it seems like an unnamed Chinese operation. So will be interesting. I guess we'll see. Yeah. Obviously, Epic was bought out by Hancock's and a building firm. Deep Creek just disappeared.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But yeah, like out of all of them, it actually is Derelicts that I'm saddest about, because it was a small operation making really cutting-edge beers, making really innovative stuff, culinary inspired beers, great New England IPAs, which almost no one does well. Yeah, bit sad.
Yeah, I think they've only just been dethroned as #1 New Zealand brewery on Untapped, so that shows what they were making was what the drinkers were wanting to drink.
And for several years as well. Yeah. It wasn't just like a flash in the pan.
Yeah. Yeah, huge amount of flavour in everything. All the stouts were really interesting. Sours were cool. They managed to get a crazy amount of flavour into some of those sours, where you have, berry sours from some breweries, and it's purple but doesn't taste like much, whereas theirs were definitely full flavoured. But yeah, you can't make it work. You can't make it work.
Well, I think as you mentioned, if New Zealand's #1 rated brewery can't make it work, then yeah, it is tough for our little industry and our climate, and things are definitely going downhill with regards to innovation, creativity, excitement, froth. It's getting more mainstream, more supermarket 6-packs, which is kind of sad that the glory days are behind us.
It is.
But well, for now, I suppose things ebb and flow.
Yeah,
we're in a bit of a depressing recession at the moment. So.
Yeah, there might be a boom again. Everyone wants beer dirt to import Omnipolo or something.
Yeah,
and that becomes viable again. But
yeah, definitely is tough out there. So yeah, if you are thinking about, well, you're clearly a drinker if you're watching this and drinking along with us. Every dollar you spend on beer is a vote for the future of the beer industry you want to see. So don't buy beer at the supermarkets. Buy it direct from the brewery web shops. And more importantly, buy it from us, because we make way smaller margin than breweries. So yeah, it's tough for the breweries, even tougher for us. So help us keep doing what we're doing. and yeah, buy the cool stuff from your favourite and also independent shops, of which there are almost none.
No, there's Monk Fish down in Wellington.
Yeah.
A small little shop in Fillory.
Yeah. Punky Brewster.
Punky in the South Island.
As you know, old Hopscotch in West Auckland.
Yeah, like Okere Falls store in the Bay of Plenty.
Yeah. Almost none. It is just not a not a business you get into to make money.
No.
It's just because you really love it.
Yeah.
So this weekend is Matariki. So the Small Glass Tap Room is closed on Friday. We're back open on Saturday for a normal day. So come along, bring the dog, enjoy the city being empty, because most people I've been speaking to are going away for the weekend. So you can have a lovely time in our beautiful urban beer garden, try some beers on Saturday. And the Thursday night quiz this week, I think it's going to be a biggie, because it's basically Friday night, Thursday night. So looking forward to that. Thanks for joining us. Great work to the Pacific Coast team. We'll see you next time. Cheers.